So we have a sequence here, 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15, and we are told to find the nth term. Now the first step, as you can see, is I found the difference in this in the sequence that's been given. Okay, and as you can see, the difference is increasing by 1 each time. So we have from 1 to 3 it's 2, from 3 to 6 it's 3, from 6 to 10 is 4, and from 10 to 15 is 5. Now, since it's not a common difference as we're used to, we now need to do a second row of differences, or a third row, or even a fourth row until we get a common difference. In this case, we have a second row and it gives us a common difference of 1. Okay, so from 2 to 3 it's +1, from 3 to 4 it's +1, and so on. Now the new rule, once you've done the 2 rows of differences, is to take the second difference and half that. So when you halve the second difference, half of 1 is 0.5, or a half, as you can see here. And also, because it's the second row, instead of the n value being n in our expression, we now have n squared. Okay. So what I've done here, I've circled this. We're going to go to the next screen here, and we're going to continue from there. Now, notice how I've brought half n squared onto this new slide. Now this is because it's very important for the remainder of the calculation to find the nth term. What we're going to have to do now is we're going to need to take our original, sorry, before that, we're going to have to formulate a new pattern, a new sequence using the half n squared expression that we've just generated. So we're going to put values of n into this expression. So when n is 1, half n squared is 0.5. Okay. When n is 2, well, n squared is 4, half of 4 is 2. When n is 3, n squared is 9, so half of 9 is 4.5. When n is 4, n squared is 16, so half of 16 is 8. And the last one is going to be 12.5. So now we have a new sequence we've generated. Now step 3, if we start in a different color here, step 3 will be to take the original sequence. Okay, that's this original sequence from the previous slide. This original sequence, and substitute the second sequence, the one that we generated from this sequence. Okay, so we're going to have, if we put the values next to each other, we have 1, we have, what was the other one? 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15. 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15. Okay, so now we do 1 minus 0.5, because this is for the first term. Okay, 1 minus 0.5 is actually going to be 0.5. 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 minus 4.5 is 1.5. 10 minus 8 is 2. 15 minus 12.5 is going to be 2.5. Okay, so this is our new sequence. So we've had to generate a total of 2 sequences, one at the top here and this new purple one at the bottom. So now what we want to do is we now want to find the common difference in this sequence. Okay, so 0.5 to 1, well, that's going to be plus a half. 1 to 1.5, again, that's plus a half. And as we can see, they're all plus a half at this point. Okay. So using our simple sequences formula, we know that the nth term of this sequence will be half times n, which is the common difference times n. So this is going to be half n. Okay. Now the final step will be to merge these two together. these two expressions, and that will be your nth term. So we go to a whole new slide here. We're going to have, put this back in red, actually put this in green even. The first nth term for the first part of the question is half n squared. And the second part is plus half n. Okay, now to verify this, we can substitute a value of n, and we should get the same value as the term in the sequence. Okay, so if we substitute n equals 3, okay, we're going to have half times 3 squared plus half times 3. So we're going to have 3, so it's going to be 3 squared even, not 3n. So 3 squared is 9, half of 9 is 4.5. And half of 3 is 1.5. Which is going to be 6. Let's go back to the sequence to double check the third term to see if it actually is 6, and it should be. Yeah, it is 6. We circle here. That's the one we're interested in. If we were asked now to find maybe, let's see, change to blue. If we're asked find the 10th term. Now, many people, what they could do is they could just go up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until you get to the 10th term, which is very time consuming, especially in an exam situation. So this is why we recommend using a formula and generating it as well. So in this case, if we want the 10th term, then we substitute 10 sub 10 for n, okay? And what we're going to do then is we'll have half, we'll have 10 squared plus half 10, which is going to be 10 times 10 is 100, that's 10 squared. 100 times a half is 50, plus half of 10, which is 5, which is 55. That'll be your answer for that.